You've got a lot of questions about strings. I've got a lot of answers. Because you've asked them, I'm going to answer them. Leave your string questions or any other questions down in the comments. I'd love to see them. And please like, subscribe, and I guess YouTube is now saying hit that hype button. I don't know. I don't do this stuff very well. Anyways, let's get on to the strings. Here you go. From how to string a guitar. I don't get it. Why do luthiers never tell what oils they use? Because we don't use them. If you've got a luthier using lemon oil, run away from them. It doesn't hydrate. What it does is it oils your board. It's going to oxidize. It's going to go rancid. It's going to accelerate the wear. It's going to go bad. What I use is this wheel right here. It's a cotton buff with rouge on it. Okay? So it's a little bit of carnauba wax, it's a little bit of rouge. As the heat of the friction creates heat between the fingerboard and the pad, I'm kind of using the carnauba wax with the ruby rouge to polish the frets and to make the fretboard shine. Don't use oils. Okay? That's why us luthiers don't talk about it, because we don't. The only thing an oil is good for doing is removing money from your pocket and putting it into the manufacturer of the others. Don't buy oils. How long do strings last if you play a couple hours of it a day? Do I have a video that discusses the topic? Thanks as always. You're welcome as always. And here's your video. I mean, I'm sorry, you don't get the whole video, but you get a chunk of it. All right, strings last for an indeterminate amount of time. Basically, what that means is that if you're somebody like me, where you have skin that tends to be a little bit dirtier, you know, and I'm not saying that like dirty because of the sawdust, but you know, I tend to shed skin cells a little bit more than normal. I tend to kill strings. Also, if you have a body pH that is kind of outside of the realm of normal, which tends to mean that you have like the dirtier fingers or whatever, yes, you will kill strings a little bit quicker. Then you get annoying people like my father, where I think that he's got a guitar that has had the same set of strings on it that he's been playing for, goodness, a year and a half. And it still sounds good because his hands don't create that level of disruption on the strings. So from that standpoint, that is up to you. Now, the string companies will generally say that their strings are good for 2 weeks, and anything beyond that is bonus time. And I don't know anybody, no, I take that back. I know a lot of professional musicians who change their strings every 2 weeks or, you know, less. But for the average everyday guitarist, I'd say a month is a generally good time period for a string. Now, that said, if your strings are starting to go dull ahead of time, if you're playing a couple hours a day, then absolutely change them out. But here's the thing, you don't need to change the trebles. The trebles just get better with age. I know that my dad has one guitar where the treble strings have been on it for 8 years. As long as they're playing in tune with each other and not playing false, they're still good and they will stay good. Now, when they lose their sparkle, that actually means that the basses have gone bad, and that's when it's time to change just the bass sets. And you can just order bass sets if you want. That's a very common thing. Now, I mentioned this word false. What does this mean? A false string means that you have an uneven distribution of mass between the two suspended areas. So one of the things that you can do to check it, and I actually get a lot of guitars that people call me with saying, hey, my guitar suddenly started playing out of tune after I changed the strings. And my first question is, okay, can you play the harmonic and the fretted note neutrally? And if you watch it on an oscilloscope or a tuner or something like that, because I don't know how many people keep an oscilloscope laying around the house, maybe in your evil lair or something, I don't know. You do you. I won't judge. Check your intonation. Lightly, neutrally pluck it at the harmonic, and then gently play it at the fret. And if the note changes any amount, then it's a false string. And there's two things you can do at that point. First is try turning the string end for end. If your soft end is up at the top, maybe put it at the bottom, feed it through a little bit further, and then put it string it the rest of the way up. Or chances are you're putting the soft end down at the bottom and you've got that extra mass right at the bridge, which tends to be the place where it's the most false, is right after that soft end. So if your guitar isn't playing in tune because of the strings, that may be it, because you're using the soft end. Now, as far as treble strings go, they don't exactly go bad. They will tend to wear themselves false because your frets are a little bit on the scratchy side. So you'll have to look at that. Or if you're an aggressive player with synthetic nails, those tend, or very hard nails for that matter, those tend to eat up strings fairly quickly as well. And by fairly quickly, I mean like change them out like once a year. Don't worry too much about the treble strings. They're always going to be good until they're not. The bass strings, you aren't going to notice it until one day you pick it up and your guitar sounds thuddy. And then it's time to change your strings, preferably a little bit beforehand. One of the other things that you can do to keep your strings in good condition is to pinch the loop, and I'll include a link to a video up here or here, wherever it is on the top right corner of your screen, to my how to change a string video, where I describe how to pinch the loop closed and then push it down, so that way you aren't creating a sudden shock or a tension release point in the string. And that's what tends to break the fourth and fifth strings, because the core wires are so incredibly small and so few that it's very close to the breaking point. And if you're stretching the strings, don't do that. That causes false strings because you're breaking those inner wires. I just had a guitar come in 2 days ago that had exactly that problem. Please don't stretch your strings. Just tune them up a half a step. Let them settle on their own. That works perfect for getting your strings into condition. As far as changing them when they break or when they start to sound dead, and how long is that, that's up to you. Chances are you didn't change your strings in enough time, so this is your sign. Go change your strings, and I've got some great ones here. Go click on that link. I promise you'll love them. I love them. We loosen our guitar strings if not playing. Some guitar shops say to loosen guitar strings, but some stores say the strings must be left as they are if not playing. What is the correct thing to do? Keep your guitars at tension. That's what they were designed to be. If you have the guitar at tension, the guitar will always be reacting to the sounds of the room, constantly moving and being activated, so that way your guitar is never truly at rest. If you take down the tension, first of all, that's really hard on the strings. Second of all, that's really, really hard on the tuning machines. And trust me, some of the engineering on these tuning machines is very mediocre at best. I've seen tuning machines wear themselves out inside of 2 weeks. And if you're going to be taking the strings up and down every single time you play, oh man, you're going to go through strings all the time. But, maybe the string retailers would like you a lot. Maybe the tuning machine retailers would like you a lot, but your guitar won't like you. And it's going to be annoying. When I play, I want to be able to pick up an instrument and I want to play. I don't want to sit there and retune it and then let my strings stretch out, try to play and then stretch out the strings and then try to play some more. And that's the fastest way to make me stop doing that. So for me, keep your strings at a good tension, keep them in tune. Don't worry about it. I have a violin from 1692 that has been more or less in constant use from the day it was built. I was playing it this morning. I think your guitar from the 60s can handle it. All right. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Thanks for asking questions. Continue to do so. This has been amazing. See you next time. Keep building.